Little did they know this was all just a dream, leading Kirsty into an endless drama, while her mother sensed something from her daughter's distorted figure. After afternoon tea, Mom decided to casually ask Big Sis if she knew about Little Sis' pregnancy. Big Sis was ready to keep her sister secret, but almost spilled the beans. But they couldn't escape those hawk eyes. Little did they know, Kirsty's child was her fiancé. Come morning, Mom felt it was time to hold an anti-pregnancy conference, waking her dreamy daughter to whisk Kirsty away to heaven. The goal? Escape this traditional religious village and deliver the baby. But as a devout Christian, Mom couldn't help but feel a bit of blame. Mom even thought the fiancé was putting pressure on her, but that made Kirsty shake her head firmly, not wanting Mom to doubt Murdo's character. After enduring a fierce battle within her heart and struggling deeply, Kirsty finally mustered the courage to confess that the child was not Murdo's, uncovering that the entire situation was far more intricate than she had ever envisioned. In reality, she had undergone an unspeakably horrifying experience that night. Maybe only the village doctor who treated her wounds knew, but unaware of her pregnancy, super secretive. Just when they were discussing their strategy, Kirsty's emotions got the best of her, and her water broke. Looks like the baby was eager to make an early appearance, arriving a whole 2 months early. Mom immediately got into action, calling for Big Sis to suit up. But as luck would have it, the village chief decided to drop by at just the wrong moment. To steady the ship, Mom had Big Sis comfort Kirsty while she nervously welcomed their guests. Because if this scandal got out, it wouldn't just be the village, but the entire town would be in an uproar. The chief was here specifically to pray for Kirsty's fiancé. He brought a Bible to comfort Kirsty's sorrow, and the clever Mom quickly fibbed that the baby was still asleep. She promised it'll take the family to honor the fallen soldiers when it's sunny, and promptly shooed the chief away to get back to action. Mom directed Big Sis Annie to prepare hot water while trying to calm Little Sis, and with Kirsty's painful struggles, they finally heard the baby crying at the climax of this. They finally welcomed a healthy baby boy, but just as Kirsty wanted to hold her child, things took a sudden. Mom surprisingly didn't want to hand him over. Seeing her daughter's desperate pleas, she reluctantly agreed to let her hold the baby just for a moment, but who can sever those blood is thicker than water ties. No matter who the baby's actual father was, Kirsty wanted to keep her son, stirring her mother's heartstrings in the process. But my mother was extremely sensitive to the family's reputation, simply unable to bear the scrutinizing judgment of the people. If you were to leave home with a child, everyone would surely accuse you of being irresponsible. This isn't my fault, Mum. It doesn't matter. Just believe in me, I'll take care of you. If you treat that baby as yours, your life will turn into quite the drama. I won't let that happen, Kirsty. You have to trust me. You can't walk away from me. Ultimately, Mom decisively took the baby away. No matter how painful her daughter's struggle, she wouldn't tarnish their family name. As night fell, Mom cuddled the baby by the fireplace, using this opportunity to discuss the next move with Big. Seeing the little one sleep cutely, Mom's heart wavered. Perhaps she wanted to keep her grandson. At that moment, Mom was torn inside, unable to bear the villagers' harsh judgment of her daughter. But she couldn't defy the village's moral code, so she felt the need to eliminate any traces. Meanwhile, Kirsty wasn't asleep at all. She was eavesdropping on their conversation. In the dead of night, Kirsty quietly dressed, tiptoeing barefoot out, not to disturb the baby's guarding mother. She stealthily picked up the baby from the cradle and, lantern in hand, left the house. What was she planning? Little did they know she was heading to the beach with the baby. She sobbed uncontrollably at the cliff's edge, engulfed in extreme despair and struggle, as if fate had dealt her a fate. She loved the child, but couldn't endure the village's shame or her mother's control, ultimately choosing to jump into the sea in rebellion. Shortly thereafter, Kirsty's sister arrived with the babysitter, completely stripping Kirsty of any desire to live, ultimately leading her to terminate her brief and tragic life in such a dramatic manner. Meanwhile, Mom hurried to the beach, thinking, I can't let my daughter leave this world. Just as Kirsty sank, she suddenly remembered her late father's teachings. Her father often brought her to the beach, teaching her swimming and survival skills, never to give up in adversity. It felt like hope ignited in Kirsty, and she instinctively swam upwards as her sister and mother arrived to rescue her. The three of them struggled together in the water, and fortunately, this poor girl was ultimately saved. The next day, morning light pierced the fog. An old man wandering by the beach spotted a small bundle washed ashore. Curious, the old man approached and found a discarded baby unprecedented here. Meanwhile, the family still worried about the baby being found, haunted by the previous night's drama. Mom held the Bible while confessing her sins to Big Sis, completely unaware that the police were already in the move. The officer first knocked on the village doctor's door. After all, in this small village, any childbirth involved the village doctor, so he briefly laid out the situation. Since this village had few young women and Kirsty had been injured, the officer came to learn details. He asked the doctor if he noticed anything unusual while treating her wounds, and at first, the village doctor simply recounted the night's events. But when he mentioned Costas Fionk, the suspicious officer strengthened his belief that the abandoned baby must belong to What happened? The girl was found this morning, lying in the ocean and reported dead. Are there any other suspects? There's no reason to believe Kosti might not be the mother. My Kosti? Mary, if I can see Kosti, the cops can wait right here. Mary, to prove my daughter's innocence, I must comply with the officer's request. Meanwhile, Kosti was still trapped in pain until the doctor revealed that the baby had been found.